What's up, everyone? This is your man, Mr. Fulton, and we got a special guest with us today. None other than the quartet, Circle City Quartets. They've been doing music, like a cappella music all over the city of Indiana, and we're going to talk to them in a few minutes. But ladies and gentlemen, if you want to, please like, share, and subscribe. If you guys are new, hit the bell icon and be notified for all these videos and live streams. Oh, speaking of that, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to announce the Circle City Quartet.
We're finally connected.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, well, thanks. For some reason, it wouldn't connect on the computer, but it connects on the phone. So here we are. So yes, I'm part of Circle City Sound Barbershop Chorus in Indianapolis, and we have numerous quartets, and I'm in one of them called Close Enough. And let's see, a week ago during the weekend, we went around central Indiana and singing Valentine's. In January, we sang at a Kokomo barbershop chapter called Men of Note. So what makes us happy is to sing and share it.
Okay. So how long have you guys been doing quartet? Like, how long have you guys been singing, and how long have you guys performed?
Well, let me look up the history of the chorus in Indianapolis. Started way back before I was born, I think in 1948, on the corner of Washington Street in Illinois. And they've changed names a little bit. In 2003, it became Circle City Sound. And a number of my colleagues have been singing for 50, 60 years. I just joined about 3 years ago and found out what I've been missing all my life. So it's really something to find something that you fall in love with and have a passion for when you're in your 60s. So I was very fortunate to have this, but it was because of a church member kept begging me to join for the last 10 years. And I just didn't feel like I had the time, but if I would have joined back then, I would have made the time. So anyway, Jim Souter is the guy that went to my church that thought you would love this if you do it. And sure enough, he was right. Unfortunately, he died in 2020, so he didn't get to see what his encouragement ended up doing. But I suppose one could think he's looking down and saying, I told you so, Dennis. So what would you like to know more about barbershop singing and singing in general?
Well, do you know any songs you guys did in your guys' career?
What's that?
Did you guys do any songs in your guys' career? Like perform any songs like 80s? What music gens do you guys do?
Barbershop songs, but we try to, and this is me trying to encourage us to sing songs. The people that like to hear us is anybody that's available, but baby boomers especially like to hear songs they grew up with as teenagers. So we try to sing songs like that too, because that is really a magnet for baby boomers. They get a thrill out of it, and the younger people will sometimes say, what's that? But of course, with YouTube and the way the access to music of all kinds and all shapes and forms, and it's so easy to have access, you can just about hear anything you want and get familiar with a lot of the music that exists. Like we sang songs that were penned in the early 1900s, and then we sing songs, like we sing a song that was penned by Adam Sandler for the movie Wedding Singer called grow old with you, and that's really befitting to us because we're growing old, all right.
Mm-hmm.
But last night was really something. Um, I have a friend who has a ninth grade son who was interested in coming to chorus practice. This was the second time actually he came, and we picked him up and took him to chorus practice last night at St. Luke's United Methodist Church in Indianapolis. And when we dropped him back off, he said, "You want us to pick you up again?" "Yes." "Will you?" "Yes, we'll pick you up." So if we took, he has a friend that came once too. If we add their ages together, that would be like what, 30? That still would be
Mm-hmm.
younger than anybody in the chorus. So when we have young people that can get involved and learn about this while they're in high school, then we know that we might possibly have somebody that could sing at our funeral someday.
Right. Um, let's see.
Let me put do not disturb on here. Some text
You're
come
fine.
through. Let's
You're
see.
fine.
There we go. All right.
So, how many years have you guys performed as a group for the quartet?
Well, there's some people that have been performing. My quartet. I think we started in, well, not even 2 years. We practice at least once a week, so that makes a difference. Um, I think it was, yeah, the fall of 24. So we've gotten, we are one of the busiest quartets around because we're more affordable than some of the others. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but they have way more experience, but we're getting better all the time. And we sing songs that make people happy. A week ago, on our Valentine's Day singing, we also stopped by in Noblesville to sing to a World War II veteran who was 100 years old. He was in Japan during World War II, and he's 100 years old. So we sang him a 4-part harmony version of Happy Birthday we have. We have a song that we sing from the Beatles. A teenager named Paul McCartney wrote it about When I'm 64. But for the 100-year-old gentleman, we sang When I'm 104. So I said to him, I said, when you're 102 or 104, we'll come back and sing for you again. So you never know. 100 is a big milestone.
Yes, it is.
I wish I would have been involved in this. My mom lived to be 102, and she used to sing in a trio with her two sisters. It was called the Diller Trio. I wish she
Mm-hmm.
could have lived long enough to see this. We would have sang to her. I sang to her the last year of her life, but I wasn't in a quartet. But anyway, singing is so therapeutic uh, to anybody that's suffering uh, physically and emotionally in any shape or form. And when disease attacks, those two things are both affected, emotions and the physicality of a person, physiology of a person.
Okay. So how old were you when you were singing before?
How old what?
How old were you when you started singing?
Oh, well, my mom forced me to sing in the church junior choir when I was in the 4th or 5th grade. And she forced me to learn to play the piano. She forced, really, I didn't want to do it, but thank God
Mm-hmm.
she did, because these are skills you can do the rest of your life. Sports are fun, but you can't always do sports the rest of your life, but you can sing the rest of your life. And she forced me to play the piano, learn to play the violin, and of course later in life, oh, that's why you did that, because it's something you can use the rest of your life. To be able to read music, not everybody that sings can read music very well, but if you can read music, I think it's easier to learn the music than just keep singing it together over and over and over again, or listening to the tracks. So I sang I did music a lot, so much I was tired of it from the fourth grade through the ninth grade that I focused on sports. Uh, but then once then later, when I got some of my career things done in my late 20s, I maybe the 30s, I started singing in the church choir. So I've sung in the church choir and sung bass, um, since I was around somewhere in the 30s. So that would be 30 years. But nothing is like what I'm doing now. In quartets, well, in the chorus, you have to carry your part. But if you got section of bass, baritone, lead, and tenor, when you're all together, it's easier. But when you sing in a quartet, you have four parts. You have to carry your part. There's nobody to.
Mhm.
So you really have to learn the music, and it's very satisfying when you do it, and when you perform, and you're all in sync and have a chord that's all together. The notes are different, but you're all on the right note together to make a chord. They talk about it, the fifth note coming about that you can hear the ringing of a fifth note. So it's for an old man like me, it's a boost in my self-esteem and ego to be able to learn it and then perform it.
Okay. So how long do I have to like acapella? Because I'm not good at it or anything.
So we didn't mention that, but when we talk about four-part harmony with barbershop singing, uh, it's a cappella. We practice with the piano, but we don't perform.
Hmm.
We practice a little bit with the piano, and then we practice a cappella, and then we perform a cappella. It's I sing every day. Every day there's certain songs that I have trouble with, so I sing those songs every morning and every evening before I go to bed. I practice with my chorus every week. I practice with my quartet every week. So no one, I shouldn't say no one, but people like me cannot do this without constant practice and constant repetition. There's no way I could do it without that. And every time I think, wow, that was a really hard song. I'm glad I've learned that. We won't have any more hard songs like that. And then the music committee introduced another song, and then they'll say, this is an easy song. And then I know that's when we're in trouble. Because if they say it's an easy song, yeah, easy for them, but not for us. So some of the people in the chorus are music teachers and been singing four-part a cappella for 50 or 60 years. Yeah, easy for them, but the rest of us have to put in the time and work. But it's very satisfying, fun. It's like when you ride a bicycle, it's fun. It's fun to ride a bicycle.
Hmm.
The most fun and independent things I did in my life was to learn to ride a bicycle when I was 5 years old. And I still try to ride my bike every day because it's so therapeutic. And now I have something else that's so therapeutic is singing every day. Of course, while I'm riding my bike on the B&O Trail in Brownsburg, Indiana, I'm singing while I ride too. And sometimes that's kind of alarming when I'm coming along to people. I try not to sing when I'm close to the dogs and the kids and the people because they don't know what's going on. But anyway, a lot of these men sing while they're driving around in the car by themselves from workplace to workplace or from home to workplace so that they don't drive their spouse crazy or their kids or grandkids crazy because they think singing, 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 that's all you do. Well, we don't want them to think that. So we try to space things right so that we still have time for other things in life. I've been accused of singing too much, but now I try to do it when people aren't around so they don't realize that, yeah, I am singing a lot. So, anyway, I forget what the question was. Oh, how do you learn to do
Uh,
it? Repetition
yep.
and practice. I don't know how else to do it. But if you join a
Well.
chorus, that makes a difference. It's like a booster shot for me every week. Like we have
Hmm.
a difficult song that we're trying to learn called Love. It's
Hmm.
rough. And last night when we sang it together, the chorus, that really helped me. It made it easier and helped me identify how to learn it. But part of the thing that we do that not every chorus, like there's a symphonic chorus, there's a women's chorus, there's a men's chorus here in central Indiana. And they might memorize the words and notes to some songs, but they still use sheet music in front of them. There's none of that for us. Everything we do is memorize the notes, memorize the words, and then perform. So that is a challenge. And as I get older, it'll be more of a challenge. Younger people can do things like that easier, I think. But anyway, the people who've been doing it all their life, they have one of the quartets in our chorus told me recently they have maybe 76 songs that they have down and memorized. And maybe 40 of them they can just pick it up and do, and the other ones they could just learn it quick enough. But that's pretty remarkable. If you've sung 20 or 30 years, once you learn it and you keep doing it once in a while, it stays with you the rest of your life. So that's nice too.
Yes, it is. Um, how many songs have you been doing? Like, like the songs you guys been performing for like a cappella?
Well, my quartet probably has in our repertoire, we have that we can perform anytime we want, maybe 15 songs. And for our chorus, we have a website at circlecitysound.org. Let me pull it up here. I'm sitting at my computer. And that's not it. Well, there we go. So, like when I go to my website to the music, we have archives and we have regular things in our repertoire. It's maybe 30 songs that we keep in our repertoire that we can do when called upon, and with little or minimal practice. So when I joined, people told me it's going to take at least a year to acclimate all these songs into your body. And I think they were wrong. I think it took 2 years. But then every time I have music down pat, they introduce some more songs. About every 6 months, they introduce 3 or 4 new songs that we learn. So it's a never-ending process. But the good thing is we practice together at least once a week. And it's very fruitful. Let me give you an example of something that's amazing. I had 2 medical students in the chorus, and I didn't see how they would ever have time to do any of this. And I was right, they don't have a time. So they aren't at, during the break in the summer, they were there more often, but they aren't there every time, but they come when they can and they participate in contests and performances when they can. But to be able to do anything is just amazing. Of course, these are people that were doing a cappella or 4-part harmony in high school and college. So they didn't have the amount of learning that I had to undergo, but still, it's amazing that when you love something, you'll find the time to do it.
Okay. So I mentioned you guys were on Fox 59. Tell us about that.
Well, I'm a part of the National Kidney Foundation of Indiana, and Bob Donaldson has been the master of ceremonies a number of times for our annual gala where we honor somebody in the kidney healthcare community. And so I just asked him, how can we start doing some things on TV to spread the word about barbershop singing and a cappella? And so he connected me with Fox 59. And so when we have an event coming up, like Singing Valentine's or an annual show Christmas show, I just ask if we can come on and promote what it is we're doing. So that's my connection to Fox 59. There's a member in our chorus that is our marketing vice president, and he was a station manager in his earlier career, and he has connections with Wish TV. So we've been on Wish TV to promote things. Coming up, for the last 2 years, I've had a quartet sing back home in Indiana before the beginning of the Indy 500 mini marathon. So if they ask us to do that again, we'll have a quartet there for that. And the month of May is a big month in Central,
Yes, it is.
a big race month. So we also participate in the Indy 500 parade to sing some songs as we walk and ride along on a rig. Uh, uh, we're going to, I hope uh, that a number of us will be able to be there for Carb Day and sing for, if not formally for anything, just sing for small groups that are all around the track, different songs, just to be part of the greatest spectacle in sports. So the Wiener Mobile race is going to be on Carb Day. So we'll have the Oscar Mayer Wiener song to sing to anybody that wants to hear it in 4 parts. Who could have? Who would have thought we'd be doing that someday? But
Yeah,
here we.
yeah. Yep, that was my favorite one. I think I saw you guys last year because I was at the parade and
Oh,
seen
okay.
the parade, so
So
it was a good opportunity.
we record our chorus, the songs we're going to sing, and play that on the speakers and sing along with it because we thought they won't be able to hear us singing, so we'll put it on loudspeakers so they can hear. We'll be in the St. Patrick's Day parade Friday the 13th in March, and we've done that the last couple of years, and that's fun. The most fun thing is that while we're waiting for the parade to start, we're usually in the back of the parade, and there's lots of people all around us, bands, singing groups, families that have been doing that parade for years and years and years. We just go around and sing a couple songs to anybody that's nearby. And it's just a real festive atmosphere, festive day. I hope it's not raining that day, but
Yeah.
it's, oh my goodness, how much fun can an old man have?
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
great fun to
So
sing
I
in impromptu for different groups.
Yep. So I do ukulele. I don't know if you heard that before, but this is
Yeah.
my
Hey, there
ukulele.
it is. That's great.
Yep. So my
Yeah.
music therapy, yeah, my music therapy comes in, and she she tells me I'm working on a new original song for the 250th anniversary for America's birthday,
Yes.
and it's it's about the Declaration of Independence.
Uh,
So yeah, that's
you're gonna play it now?
well, I don't know the lyrics right now, but as soon as I get it recorded, I'll send it to you guys. And
The ukulele is an interesting instrument because when somebody pulls it out, it's like this is fun time. The ukulele is fun. It always includes a lot of fun and festivity to it. I have a ukulele that I just, it's funny you bring up this ukulele story because I was at Pendleton Correctional Facility for the youth on
okay.
Saturday. We are in a program called Power of Harmony where we try to teach young people to sing 4 part harmony. To sing it all is the first step. To teach them to sing, to do something productive and creative instead of practicing to become a professional prisoner someday in the adult big.
Hmm.
But we had a gentleman by the name of Connor Michael Smith come to sing for them to inspire them to get more involved in our program. And he sings, he raps, he plays the violin, he plays the ukulele. So I told him it was so inspiring, and the kids were so captivated, way more captivated by him as a 26-year-old doing all those things than they are by a bunch of old gray-haired men. But he pulled that ukulele out, and it was like party time with the ukulele. It was really cool. So I said, Connor, I'm going to pull out my violin and start working on learning to play the violin again, and pull out my ukulele and start doing that again. And maybe we can incorporate things like that in 4-part harmony barbershop singing, just for the fun of it. So I applaud you for playing the ukulele. That's always fun.
Yes, it is. Yep. I started playing the ukulele like um, for a long time. I did it for the talent shows. Um, I do have a remix of Earth, Wind and Fire on the ukulele. I played on J&V show. I don't know if you heard of that before. John Michael Vincent,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
one of his friends, and he let me came on the show, and I said, um, I I would try to do the performance for you and see how it goes. So that's what I've been doing.
Well, it's it's time for me to learn how to play the ukulele again. So I'll let you know if I make any progress. Hope so.
Yep. Um, have you been any other places for the quartet, like festivals and stuff?
For the as our quartet, we we play it. We perform in a variety of things. We've performed recently at a celebration of life in January for somebody that in Nora, the northeast part of Indianapolis. We performed at a celebration of life and sang some inspirational songs there. Uh, we'll sing at St. Luke's Church. We sing at different churches for morning church services at times. We sang the Singing Valentines. We sang for birthdays and singing and songs of love, surprising people. I remember Friday the 13th of February. The first place we went to was a lady that lived by herself. She used to sing in a women's chorus in Chicago when she was younger. And her friend Phyllis uh, asked us to go and sing for her. So as we were driving toward her, I called Phyllis and I said, "We're on our way. Does does she know we're coming?" And she said, "No, she doesn't know." I said, "Well, maybe you should call her and tell her we're coming to her house." We came to the doorstep. She cracked the door open and said, "Who are you?" And we were dressed up in vests and white shirts and red bow ties and plastic light up hearts around our neck. And I said, "Well, we're the quartet that Phyllis ordered for us to come sing for you." And then she said, "Oh, okay." So she had us come in and we sang 3 or 4 songs, and the tears were streaming down her face. She probably was around 86 years old. The tears were streaming down her face. And she said over and over before we left how much we made her day, and that made our day. So that was just an example how we went around from place to place touching people's hearts in ways they didn't expect. We sang for a doctor and her husband, who is also a doctor. She's on a leave of absence because she's suffering from some serious cancer disease. She looked pretty good when we saw her, but she's not back to work yet. And the tears were flowing there too. It really means something if somebody comes and takes the time and sings to you. They didn't know we were coming either. When they came to the door, they said, "Who are you?" And we're not salesmen. We're here to sing a singing Valentine's that their friend ordered for you. So anyway, every time we make someone's day, it makes our day. But we get requests for all kinds of things. We'll be singing at Victory Field at the end of May. I hope one of our quartets sings at the beginning of the Indy 500 mini marathon. We'll be in the parade singing at. So we'll be in Cincinnati, Ohio for a contest where they judge just how good we can sing. So we try to perfect every note, every word, and then get a good score. And it's a little stressful. You're kind of on the edge, a little nervous, but it's a healthy kind of stress and nervous that makes you feel alive again, because the afterglow after you perform, good or bad, you did the best you could. And the afterglow after a performance, whether the score is high, medium, or low, it's inspirational that well, at least we did it. We gave it our best shot and we did it. So there's international competitions, and we didn't score high enough to make it to the St. Louis July 4th weekend international competition. But it motivated us to try to not keep doing whatever we were doing in our rehearsal, to try some new and different things to get better so that we could qualify for an international contest, not just a district contest. And just to be able to perform in the last quarter of my life is pretty cool, or the last third of my life. Which is it? How old am I going to live? I don't know. Well, just to be able to perform for the next 10 or 15 or 20 years is pretty cool. So
Interesting.
my kids, excuse me, my grandkids they love sports. But one of them seems to be interested in music more than the others. So, but I'll try to get them all to get involved in music, because that's something they can do the rest of their life. And
Yes.
if they all be 6'8", I hope they play basketball and not football and have head injuries in football. But I don't know that that's going to happen. But anyway, it's fun to watch them get better at what they practice. They practice basketball all the time. So, and they accuse me of singing all the time. Well, they shoot baskets all the time. So when you have a passion, that's what you do. And it's nice to have a passion besides just work. And it's nice to share,
Exactly.
try to get people to say, hey, wait a minute, maybe that's something I could do. It's scary, but anybody that wants to answer that question, just come to Monday night chorus practice. Go to circlecitysound.org. If you live anywhere close to St. Luke's United Methodist Church, it's on 86th Street, just west a few blocks from US 31. We're there from 6:30 to 8:30 every Monday. And when you walk in, you're a guest, and we hand you the book of music to look at. The rest of us, when I first came, I thought, I'm not sure I should be here. And they all knew the music, but I could look at the book and they seemed awfully difficult, all the songs, like nothing I sang in a church choir. But anyway, my wife said, I don't know I can do this. I said to my wife, and she said, oh, just keep showing up. So I just kept showing up, and then I was hooked, and then they reeled me in, and here we are. And I am, my job now is I'm the vice president of community outreach and engagement. So my job is to take all the requests. And last year I was at the Barbershop Harmony College in, I don't know if we were in Columbus, Ohio or Cleveland, Ohio. Anyway, some guy from Ohio said they fulfilled 52 requests of performances. And I thought, that's impossible. Nobody can do that. So I thought, oh, my job is to fulfill requests. We're going to have 100% fulfillment this year. And we did. And we fulfilled 79 requests. So I can't think of all the requests that we did, but a lot of things. We sang for a veterans get together. There's such a thing called the Hoosier Flight. They fly a veteran into Washington, D.C. and honor them for their service, but not everybody is healthy enough to do that. So we did a virtual one in northwest part of Indianapolis. Hoosier Village is the name of the place. And we did a virtual one with a program, and bagpipers are there, and we sang a very large quartet. And we loved it. They loved it. Those are some of the things we do too. Let me look at all the things we did last year. The events for 2025, 79 events. Besides being on TV once in a while. Oh, in December we went to the hospitals, all in Central Indiana. Indiana University Hospital, Riley Hospital, Methodist Hospital, um, IU North, some dialysis students went to. Um, we didn't make it to St. Vincent Hospital or Community Hospital. Okay, they didn't ask, but I'll make sure we do that again. That next year we'll get connected to them. But what a day that was to go to all these hospitals and sing to people. Uh, my wife, whenever she comes along with, she says that was the greatest day ever. So it's inspirational for everybody. But I'm just looking at. We also get involved with other choruses. There's a women barbershop chorus, Capital City Singers, and they're going to have a concert in May, and um, either a very large quartet or a small chorus or a quartet will sing in their concert. So that's interesting. Because I've been trying to brainstorm how we could have men go to the women's chorus concerts and women come to our men's chorus concert because everybody's welcome. Even barbershop groups are welcome. So anyway, we had 79. I'm not trying to get any number. I just try to fulfill every request. We've gone as far south as Columbus to a church in Columbus, Indiana, to perform in a church service. So the old men can get in the car and still drive away. Some of our members are as far north of Lafayette that come every night. So anyway, I do this in honor of all the people that came before me and helped me. On now, but I try to honor them by just doing a good job.
Interesting. Sorry about that. My StreamYard's quit working on me. So, oops.
Oh, I didn't see because I was looking at
Yep.
my list of things
Yep.
that we've done.
You're
So,
fine.
after when I say 79 performances, when my quartet would practice in New Palestine, Indiana, there was a Frosty Boy ice cream place down the road. We'd go there and sing for the customers. I counted that as a performance. We'd sing 2 or 3 songs for the people working behind the window, and the customers were there. I don't think we drove anybody away, but anytime we met at recently when we went to Kokomo to perform for the Kokomo Men of Note chapter. We met at a Starbucks at the north side of Indianapolis, right off of 31. And as we were waiting for the others, I said, "Can we sing for you?" And when the others came, we sang a couple songs to the people working behind the counter and the customers there. So that's all fun. It's like playing the ukulele. The fun never stops.
Hmm. Absolutely. Let me think of something else here.
Let me.
Go
I
ahead.
I can talk a little bit about the benefits of singing if you want me to do that.
Sure, that'd be great.
So the benefits of singing, I have this handout that we gave to all the young kids that are incarcerated at the Pendleton Juvenile Correctional Facility. And I pulled it out because, it's entitled, Why Should I Sing? And the benefits are emotional and psychological, can help us deal with stress and tension better. Can help us feel less depressed and less lonely. Of course, you don't feel lonely if you participate in a chorus once a week and a quartet once a week. You've always got that bond and connection. As a matter of fact, um, the motto for Circle City Sound is inspire, connect, and sing. So it's powerful stuff. It boosts confidence. I feel more confident. My self-esteem is stronger because of it. And I think it stimulates the mind to be clear. As we grow older, we're worried about, okay, am I demented because I can't remember this? It's easy nowadays. You just look it up on the computer if you can't remember something. But singing, memorizing notes and words, and then having a cohesive group to do it together, I think helps your mind stay sharper, which people don't worry about when they're young. And when they're old, they start asking themselves, why can't I remember this? So I think it's helps us keep us sharper longer, gives us an activity. When you go to a nursing home and sing for all the people, it's like the place comes alive. When we go to a nursing home, we try to sing for everybody. The least of our brethren, we try to sing to. People are just sitting in a wheelchair, falling asleep alone. Uh, it makes a difference. We would go sing to the dietary department in the nursing home because they're taken for granted. Nobody cares about them, uh, or that's what they might feel. But when we went and sang to them, they knew that we cared about them. So there's those social benefits of bonding, having friendships, and a sense of community. When we're at the nursing home or any healthcare facility, things can be depressing and lonely, and it all changes when we start to sing and come together and celebrate. And help people, it helps a person be self-sufficient. And singing is non-threatening. You can't be angry and sing at the same time. So it's a way to express yourself in a creative way that's not threatening. Uh, we're not, nobody should be afraid that we're going to harm them or be violent when we're singing. And then the physiological effects, it just helps your lung capacity, it helps your breathing, helps your diaphragm be stronger. It's kind of like an aerobic activity. So when I'm biking, that's an aerobic activity. It doesn't pound my joints into dust. So the orthopod comes and wants to fix my joints. And then I'm singing at the same time. So double whammy of double aerobic activity. Some people think it helps them distract them from their chronic pains. And young people don't know what chronic pain is, but just wait. When you get older, you'll start having arthritis and different various aches and pains. And you don't want to be hooked to a medicine bottle all the time for pain. So I think singing and music stimulates what we call endorphins in our body, just like physical exercise. That is kind of like the human in our body narcotic called endorphins that helps decrease pain, or at least the the suffering that pain can provide, whether it's listening to music or performing it. So I've been asked, which would you rather lose, your vision or your hearing? Well, that's a tough question. I don't want to lose either, because visually it's such a great thing to be alive and see what you see. But hearing, boy, I'd hate to not be able to hear music. So I guess I hope that if I lose my vision, I can still see some things. And I am losing my hearing. I have hearing aids, but we don't call them hearing aids anymore. We just wear it
Mm-hmm.
all the time. So when I lose my hearing completely, that'll be sad. But um, that's another thing about music. You learn how to roll with it and adapt and do the best you can. So anyway, that's the sales pitch we give to these young people. And young people think they're going to live forever. They're immortal. They're foolish. They're fearless. Uh, but if they listen to us 10, 20 years later, they'll say, hey, now I understand what they were talking about. So why do I go to the prison? Because I was a stupid knucklehead teenager that wouldn't listen to the adults. But 10, 20, 30 years later, oh, that's why, that's what they were talking about. And I'm so thankful for adults to give the time, attention, and encouragement to me and others, that we wouldn't screw up and do something really stupid and end up having to pay a price for it, like being in prison for years and years. So it's not easy going to the prison, but the hardest part isn't the prison part. It's working with teenagers, a real challenge. And some people say, nope, not doing that, because it's not as gratifying as working with young adults that are ready to have goals and oriented. It's more of a challenge to get young people to be goal oriented and find the passion that they need to stop doing destructive things. So that was a long speech, but we make a sales pitch to the young kids at Pendleton every week. We go every week.
Okay.
And we were just Saturday and saw 100 kids with Connor Michael Smith, um who recorded his first album, and he's working on his second album, and shared a lot. But when he started rapping, that's when you could hear a pin drop. That's when the whole group of kids stopped and listened. So whatever floats their boat, we try to provide.
Interesting. Um, I'm not sure when I'm gonna record my new original song yet, but hopefully next month I will record it, and that's pretty good with music and everything. So it's just keeps it going.
Yeah, that would be cool. When we create something, it really does something to us. Makes us feel like it's great to be alive.
It sure is. And I just did like Special Olympics, like basketball. I've been doing right now. Um, so yeah, we've been doing basketball for a long time.
Hmm.
I've been doing swimming for like since I was like 10.
Okay.
For 16 years, I've been doing Special Olympics for in this long time, and
So,
um, yeah,
so,
so
so you know what a passion is and what a difference it is to have a passion.
I have no idea.
You have what?
I said I don't know what that is.
But the things you do when they become a passion makes a difference.
Hmm.
So, if somebody doesn't have a passion or anything, I would beg them to try to find a passion because it gives a real meaning to a person's life. And when they can do it with others together, like basketball and other sports or singing or whatever it is, when you can do it together, it makes a difference.
Right. I'm actually auditioning for and in the musical for the Attic Theater, but I'm a little nervous, but about getting a part and everything. And how do I how do I do that?
Uh, well, you one thing you can do is go online and go. YouTube has a lot of barbershop quartet singing, but a lot of these people sell like for $10 or $15. If you like a song, you want to learn the four parts, they'll sell tracks that you can play and hear each part. And it comes with the written music, but it also comes tracks where they isolate the tenor, lead, baritone, and bass that you can learn. That's the way some people learn. I learn it by looking at the music and playing it on the piano to myself, but some people just learn at a track for a track. So, for example, there's a if you just go on YouTube and type in any song, like you could type in "When I'm 64," a guy named Julian Neal who sells tracks, it'll come up with the four men singing together, or him singing each part in four-part harmony. Sometimes there's four men singing, but he sings each part isolated and puts it all together in a YouTube video. So that's one way to learn. If a person just gets involved, like the men of note in Kokomo, if you just show up when they practice, it's if you're a guest, they treat you like a guest and try to help you feel comfortable and help you show how you can learn.
Yeah.
And then
We have
in my Circle City Sound, our membership website, we have all the once you become a member, you have access to hundreds of songs with all four parts and the music, and you can listen to each individual part by itself, isolated, or you can listen to them all together. It's any way they help a person carry their part. We have a theme song we sing together every time we practice called "Keep the Whole World Singing." One of the is carry your part. And in life, we all, whatever it is we do in life, we want to carry our part and do something to make a difference. And in barbershop singing, you need to carry your part, especially if you're in a quartet, because nobody else is going to do it. So you have to carry your part and carry it right and do the best you can so that you all come together with a product that's greater than the sum of the individual parts, called synergistic.
Okay. But my mom and I live in Cicero, Indiana, so it's not far from us to get there.
Oh, what was that?
My mom and I live in Cicero in Hampton County.
Oh, okay. And where is that exactly?
Um, it's Cicero, Indiana. It's where Noblesville is
Oh, okay.
and Arcadia.
Okay, so we were in Noblesville to sing for the 100-year-old veteran a week ago.
Okay.
Veteran from
Hopefully
Ewood.
you guys could. Hopefully you
We
guys
were
can
at
come to.
Forest End Park, Noblesville.
Okay. There is a 4th of July celebration happening in Cicero this year. If you guys want to come out to do like songs or anything.
Okay, could you send that to me in a text or an email?
Yeah, I can do that.
Let me look at the
And
schedule.
I got one question for you. Do you guys do Christian songs or anything? Like,
Yeah, we have lots of religious songs that we sing. We sing "Near My God to Thee," surely. The presence of the Lord is here. The Lord's Prayer, Hallelujah. Um, when I lift up my head, I'm feeling fine. All kinds of things. Let me look at the schedule for 2026. Where is it? There it is. July 4th. Well, we're doing something of a concert somewhere in Central Indiana, July 4th, but we can do more than one thing. So just send me the information. And I think maybe I heard something about this earlier, but send it to me again so I can figure out what we can do. Okay.
sure, that'd be great. And appreciate you coming on on the show. And we will try to bring you back up soon for a
Yeah,
concert.
it's harder to get a chorus to come to a lot of things, but we always have a quartet as 4 people. It's easier to have a quartet come and do things at various times. Actually, that weekend is the international competition in St. Louis, but my quartet is not going to that in St. Louis. So we're around, but we have something going on July 4th. For some reason, I wasn't told what time of the day it is or where it is, but it's in central Indiana. But usually our performances take around 30 minutes, sometimes 45 minutes, but sometimes 15 minutes. Just matters what the person wants. I should say 20 to 40 is usually what it is. So, okay.
Well,
Well,
thanks for coming
we
on the show. And
yeah,
we'll
and
hopefully see you soon. And I will
so
put the link in the chat for you.
so anyway, is there anything else we should say before we call it a day?
Is there anything you want to say to anybody who's watching?
Okay. All right. Does this get recorded somewhere I can pull it up on YouTube or not?
Yeah, I can. Yep.
Okay, it's under your name, right? Or it's under Mr.
Yes, it is.
Mr. Legend Famous Fulton, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, now I'm gonna take my grandson and my wife to the library.
Oh, nice. Hope you guys have fun. And is there anything you like to say for the friends who are watching?
Hope he doesn't bother anybody and is quiet enough. All right. Well, I'll finish by just saying I found something I'm going to do the rest of my life. As long as I can, I'll do the rest of my life. So I hope others can find something they're going to do the rest of their life that makes them so happy. And I always say, people, if you want to be happy, follow me to barbershop chorus practice.
Great. Thanks for
All right.
coming on the
Okay.
show.
I hope this was beneficial and helpful.
Thank you.
All right. See you later.
See you. Bye
Bye.
bye.
And
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys had a great time, and hopefully we'll get more. We have an interview tomorrow with Roy Heath tomorrow, and I'm glad everyone enjoyed this live stream. So make sure you guys smash up the thumbs up button, you leave a comment, and share the stream, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.